It's progressing. There are discussions happening. In fact, this week alone, we are still in negotiation. So we are still on track to meet the deadline. And once we have agreed on the terms, I believe there will be announcement on that. There should be an announcement on that.
Sorry, can I just Can I just clarify? You said that a deal can be announced before the deadline.
That is the target.
Okay, is the deadline? Will we get an extension eventually?
I don't know. We have to. It all depends on the Trump administration.
You will have time to negotiate. It will be extended.
No discussion on extension. Yeah.
Dr. Seri, is there any concessions that you're planning to do for the US? Like what kind of, probably buy more LNG or agricultural?
That is still in negotiation. We will reveal it once the negotiation is completed.
But what are you looking at?
I'm looking at all areas where it will help us conclude the negotiations.
Dr. Seri, Abdul also ran a story quoting sources within the government saying that Malaysia is seeking 20% tariffs with the trade negotiation, the tariff negotiation. Could you maybe explain if that is the direction?
No, that is not the direction.
What is the direction?
Direction is to get as low as possible, but
lower than Indonesia, 19?
As low as possible for Malaysia, which we feel that is fair for what in the negotiation. The target of 20% is definitely not a target. Right?
So what is the target?
The target is to be lower than that.
Lower than 10?
Lower than 20. 10 is the floor, as you know. Even you can understand, for Malaysia where we are today, not just in terms of trade deficit, but also in terms of non-trade barriers. And you've seen some of the announcements, to be fair. Those announcements are made public. You've seen where Japan is at 15%. You've seen updated news about negotiations between EU and US also maybe at 15%. You've seen Indonesia at 19%. You've seen Vietnam at 20%. You've seen Philippines at 19%. So you will know roughly, if you give certain concession, what you get, right? If you give certain concessions, you might get 20, 19, or a certain 15. Maybe you give all, you get 10 because that's the floor, right? So this is something that we agree. But every country has different challenges when it comes to what we can offer, because we are not able to offer things we don't have or things that we feel that may be detrimental to the Malaysian industry. So these are things that we need to look. But on balance, I think we can get to a number which we feel is fair for both parties.